I do remember it takes, or it has a delay on it. So let's see if we are.
I'm waiting for it to pop up on my YouTube.
Yeah. Let me go to YouTube and figure this out. Oh, I also didn't figure out a question, so I guess I'll think of one on the fly.
Oh, says we're live.
We're live? Sweet.
Cellular, modular, interactive modular.
Oh, God. So, welcome back once again to World War Weeb, where we ask you just one question. And if I knew what that question was, I would tell you, but I lost it in my other pants.
Are
You know
we
what?
there
I
yet?
got a question.
That works.
You got a question?
Why the hell do things have to be so complicated when it comes to good anime?
That's a good
Well,
question.
they don't have to be, but if you are looking at the screen and you're looking at the title of the video, you're probably realizing what we're going to talk about today. So, with me today, just a short intro to everyone. It's me, Josh in the Shell, my co-host Boba Bun, as well as if you look at the Wooflu dude, that's Orphan there.
Oh yeah.
And as guests today, we have Bagels and Dark Sharingan Z.
Howdy.
Not related to Dragon Ball.
All right, and Bagels was going to give us a recap on what's going on with the whole Interspecies reviewers debacle.
Yes. So previously on Funimation Fucks Up, we had the Vic Mignogna stuff, but then, after that was kind of, dying down, Funimation decided, hey, let's fuck up some more. So they bought the license to a lovely little anime called Interspecies Reviewers, began to work on a dub, then removed it from their website, incurring the wrath of all weeaboo kind because it's such a great show. Then Nuxtaku decided to send everyone to my anime list to make it the greatest anime of all time. Then Noble from Lost Pause joined in, and because my anime list was getting all this ad traffic, they decided to call out Nuxtaku and Lost Pause, putting themselves in a nice little room where they're destroying themselves by banning their users. And
that sounds like a lost cause.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I see
And
what
here
you
we
did
are.
there.
And that brings us up to our current situation where we're just waiting to see who dies first.
What really is interesting to me about this whole just we'll go through everyone and see who has and has not seen the show yet. So I have not seen the show. I purposefully did not see the show before this podcast so that I could just look at it from the perspective of what it looks like on the outside without having seen the anime yet. Boba, have you seen the anime?
I have not.
Dark, have you?
I've skimmed through the first episode just to get to the good bits.
Oh, you mean the naughty bits?
I mean, some of them were good. Some were. One was mentally scarring.
No, Dark. The naughty bits.
Naughty.
Indubitably.
And Orphan.
Yes, I've seen up to the third episode. Is it 4 now?
I think.
I have
on
no
5.
idea.
I've seen. No, actually, I did watch 4. Yeah, I've watched everything up to the latest one.
So, guys, we have a new visitor in the chat. Let's say hello to Behemoth Titan. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Kaiju. We also have Thomas Light 233 on Twitch commenting.
Yep.
Oh, hey, Thomas.
Any relation to Professor White? Or is it Dr. White? God, I didn't pay too much attention to the Mega Man series.
You have to destroy Dr. Wily.
It's Dr. Wily, but who is the other one?
Dr.
Professor
Bright.
Light? Bright?
Professor Light, or Dr. Bright.
Pr-
or Professor
it's
Bright.
it's Dr. Light or Right if you're from Japan.
I thought
Dr. Right.
wait. Dr. Wright, does he have any relation to Phoenix Wright?
Aha. Anyway, so and finally bagels. How much have you seen?
So I've looked at the manga a little bit, and I watched the first episode on a website that rhymes with Cornhub because a certain Funimation removed it from their site.
I stand Kiss Anime now. Just saying.
I love Kiss Anime.
Just
but
saying. I'm not advertising it. I'm not saying you should go there. But if there's more of
If
an
you happen
option,
to go
you
there,
know?
There are
Watch it.
places
have to
that
go
we
there.
there are places that we do not approve, such as Kiss Anime.
But I
Prawn
like
Hub.
kissing anime.
I like Prawn Hub. It's a hub for all sorts of prawns and shrimps and you know.
yeah,
Except
yeah.
the one on the
And
Barbie, right, Orphan?
you know what's the most interesting
Hmm.
part about Prawn Hub? You know, there's for interspecies reviewers at least, there's a censored and uncensored. Well, you see, they don't distinguish it because they only have uncensored.
That is fair.
To
Yeah.
which I all say, are you guys into furries? Because this sounds like furry shit.
I am not into furries.
So from what I've seen of like the screenshots and all that, it's not really furry stuff. It's like it's got elves. It's got like I don't know what there's, but like angels, fairies,
It's
stuff
supposed
like
to
that.
be like it's supposed to be like everything that like every creature that they have in like fantasy, and then
Well-
they all they have the good fun time with them, and then they trigger everybody by rating lizard girls as not very high on the list.
Sounds
Did you see
very
the, like,
much like a
know,
nerd's
Speaking of
fantasy.
furries,
Pretty much.
what makes a furry? Because I think there's different levels of them. I mean, I've heard people say this and that, furries are gross, but then the very same people will say they were in love with Chitara from Thundercats, and by definition, she is a furry.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, she's definitely furry. But
As per myself,
excuse me. Who would like to state? And somebody said hello in the chat. Hello, what Sierra streams?
Oh yeah, this my girlfriend.
It's your girlfriend.
Yeah. Also,
Happy Valentine's Day, girlfriend.
Of what a furry actually is, I'm gonna put it in podcast chat. That's like the best scale I could find. It doesn't really clarify anything.
Hi, Behemoth.
I feel like there is an evolutionary chart somewhere.
there
of
there
what
is.
a
I've
furry
seen
and
it.
what isn't furry.
like this is how far I go. Like, okay, cat girls,
Darwin's
okay,
evolution theory
anything
of
other than, like,
furries.
anything other than the usual cat girl shit, nah.
Depends how much. of them is-
Okay, yeah,
is human.
this is what I was looking for. Hang on, let me pull it up on stream. Okay, so at the bottom you have people like me who I like the ears, I like the tail. Sometimes
Yeah,
it's pretty
yeah,
cute.
yeah.
That is at
Yeah.
level 1, not furry,
Yeah, I like that part.
and then it goes up to level 2, semi furry. So
Yeah, it's
fur,
weird.
still
Oh,
mostly
God,
humanoid.
Yeah,
You might want to
on
look
level
at
one.
you might want to look at right to the right and see what's said.
Oh God, no, no. Oh no, no,
Well,
no.
there goes my monetization.
Oh no.
Oh God, wait! Why does number 4 say very furry? So that's okay in the furry.
Because it stands
That,
on its hind legs. That's why.
Well, you know what? I
There you
think
go.
the third one is a Sonic character, and then when you go further right to number 4, they are immediately.
That's just
stepping
bestiality
into
at that
Animal
point.
No, that's stepping into Animal Crossing's territory, and you finally have bestiality.
You're lucky I caught that image.
Yeah, thank you, Orphan. Oh.
I
Ooh.
mean,
Well,
Guys,
it's in there now. It's in there now. There goes our monetization. YouTube, please don't kill us. We didn't mean to
Please
say
don't
we-
murder me,
we didn't-
YouTube.
Okay, wait. To be fair, I have black ancestry,
Wait,
so
wait,
you know what? You know what? It's fine. I give you guys the pass.
Thank you,
hold on,
Orphan.
wait, guys. If we
Well-
think about it
Wait,
from a
Orphan?
different perspective,
Orphan, we're not. What's the word? We're not.
child friendly. We're family friendly.
Well, yes, that's
We're
not what I
nerd
was
friendly.
referring
That's
to.
what we
We
are.
are
Nerd
not.
friendly.
Well,
We're
what's it
family
called?
friendly. We're talking about interspecies reviewers.
Orphan. We're not appropriating your culture just because you're a Sasquatch. Okay.
Get out of here.
By the way,
I mean,
Game of Thrones
issue
says-
wrong.
There we go. It took me a while, but it came
Hey.
out.
Game of Titan says the characters from Thundercats don't count as furry to me because they look more like humans with animalistic features. That is furry, isn't it?
No,
That-
because a furry is an animal with humanistic features.
Yeah. Fur is an animal with humanistic features.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
Like, I don't get it either because I thought it was the other way around. But now that I think about it, an animal with humanistic features. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why almost every single Disney cartoon, and don't say it was Disney. Where
Well,
yeah,
a
think
lot
about
of a lot
If
of
it works both
Yes.
ways, then they intersect somewhere in the middle.
mm,
So what does that make the very middle one?
I have no idea.
I don't know,
the
man.
middle one, the one that's the furry, that is a Sonic character, and I'm pretty
a
sure
Sonic
somewhere
character.
Chris Chan is crying a happy tear.
Oh god, Chris Jan.
Let's just not. Let's. Can we please just talk about interspecies reviewers?
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
How
okay.
can we
Wait,
not
wait,
talk-
wait,
how
wait,
can we
let-
not
let
talk
me get
about
one more recap.
interspecies reviewers without reviewing interspecies of furry?
I just don't want to talk about Chris Chan.
Oh, it just went there. It just went there. Okay.
So anyway,
It's seriously though, if you haven't gone down that rabbit hole, people.
Wait.
go down
Is
that
it
rabbit
called
hole, it's
interspecies
incredibly
reviewer
interesting.
because the guy does other
So,
species and
it's
then
called-
reviews them?
Yes,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
exact. It's actually pretty genius, you know. He got isekai'd in some way, shape, or form, and he was like, "This is pretty much the summary of the show."
You know who
He
did it?
met-
It was either Truck Kun or Knifewood Chan.
Yeah, it was somebody. Maybe both at the same time.
It's basically
Truck-
Yelp. It's basically Yelp for brothels.
Yeah.
So if I wrote a story about the adventures of Knifewood Chan and Truck Kun, would you all read it?
Sure.
Oh,
That's
that's
pretty funny actually.
Wait.
Yeah.
Only if Truck-kun and Knife-chan are not blood related.
Of course not. It's not Oni-chan.
oh no. This is what I have to deal with, people.
Do you say Chan or Chan?
Chan.
Jackie, it depends on what comes in front of the Chan, you know? If it's a Japanese name, it's Chan. If it's a Jackie, then it's a Chan.
Wait,
What?
What? Who?
hang on. This
No, it's
isn't.
not.
Oh,
That's
Chilla.
wrong.
Sir,
Remember Jack
what are
and
they
Jill from
teaching you in
Dragon
your
Ball?
Japanese class?
They don't teach me anything.
I'm telling your teacher.
Oh,
Get a
gee.
refund.
Also, you know who else is interspecies? Just look at that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Captain Unicorn in the center of our.
I mean, who wouldn't want to tap that?
You know what? I
Right?
bet Captain Unicorn has to be an OVA, you know? He has to be in the OVA when they review him. Do they actually
So-
do males?
Hmm.
It's just females. See, that's a curious thing, you know?
Orphan, you remember that mecha anime with those penguins, those humanoid
Oh,
penguins? where their-
Diamondala, yeah.
Oh yeah, their tails are in the front instead of their.
Yeah, front tail.
What?
Damn it. Yeah, they have front tails. It's incredible.
supposed to look like a boner.
Hilarious. Yeah.
Front tails, not
Okay.
genitals.
God. This
What
is
does that
gonna
get
devolve into
entail?
like
What has this evolved into already?
a. Well, this is the
This
point.
has evolved into nutty shenanigans.
Now the question is, why did they drop this? Amazon and Funimation. This is such a great show. You get so much content from it.
Well, I
It's
think
a
it's
thing
because
It falls under hentai. It does, now that I think about it.
It's
Just
only
Does it?
hentai if you if it's only hentai if they show private parts.
Not
but they didn't.
necessarily,
Well,
but in
wait.
context, it kind of comes off as a hentai. Come on.
I mean,
Yeah,
by that definition, then Gantz should count as a hentai.
So is Gantz
Yeah.
about sex?
There are a couple of scenes.
No, I asked if it's about sex specifically.
Not
no.
no.
That's what my point was, because this is clearly, obviously about sex.
Well, okay, wait. Question would be if oh god, what is it called? I gotta find it.
And
But
we're not getting monetized, so people, please. I know I sound like I'm shilling, and you know what? Fuck it, I am shamelessly shilling, like a villain. Buy our shit. Love
Buy our
y'all.
merch. We do actually have a patron again. However, this patron has previously asked me to keep them anonymous, so for now I will keep them anonymous until they tell me otherwise, but we do have a patron again. This time it's not just $1 a month, we're actually getting $5 a month. Hooray! If you like this content and you want me to have more time to dedicate to this, well, pay me, and I'll be able to afford to spend time doing not other work.
well
And
said.
you know what else? If we reach the over $5,000 goal a month, we'll have Josh go on a date with you.
No, the $5,000 a month is me going to a con in a flesh-colored morph suit.
I
We've
said
agreed
over
on this.
$5,000.
Mm.
Would that be a
Private date
10?
with Josh Kun.
Oh, God damn it.
Josh for a day.
Josh
Josh
for
for
a
a
day.
day.
Josh for a day. I mean, otherwise we'd say any of the hosts, but you know, until we get paid, that ain't happening.
And I mean, I can't do anything right now. I'm in a hazmat suit. I'm keeping clear of a whiffler. So
I'm patient zero, so you know.
You know, I heard Slim Shady caught the Wea flu. Yeah, they said his symptoms included knees weak, arms are sweaty, or palms are sweaty, vomit on a sweater already. I believe the tests were showing it was mom's spaghetti.
It sounds
I
to
don't
me
get it.
like a hangover. I mean, what else does it include? Elbows up, side to side, lean like a.
I lean like a cholo, that's so sad.
Okay,
I'm
so
confuzzled.
back to what I was saying earlier. I couldn't find it because I had to pull up my list of animes I watched. I don't know if
Oh
this-
god damn!
By the
wait.
way, guys, this is a list of hentais.
Look,
This is
in
Bagel Watch.
in Bagels'
So-
mind, every anime is secretly a hentai.
That's true, actually.
Well,
See,
Behemoth actually-
Poor
See,
Nezuko-san.
to be fair, you know, I never watch SAO, but I know everything I need to know about the characters.
Well, one time when I was looking for a torrent for SAO, and apparently one of the categories is boob fondling.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, a couple boobs were fondled.
So Behemoth, what I meant by that is not so much that the fact that they show a lot of stuff or it's implied within the show. It's the fact that the show revolves around that as a plot.
But does it show the
Yes.
actual sex?
no.
Then it's not a hentai.
Yeah,
So-
That is the
Everything
difference
is
between
fluid.
hentai and ecchi,
Yeah.
is that hentai shows the sex.
Yeah, everything is.
Okay, so this would just be like
This is ecchi.
this is borderline.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
like, is Iki Tosin a hentai?
The
I've
manga
never
is,
even heard
goddamn.
of that.
Well, yeah, the manga is, but I'm talking about
The
the,
manga.
anime.
The first, like, you know, the first panel of that damn manga. I don't have to say anything. But also, Behemoth brings up a good point.
I
if
mean,
this
we're
counts as
now just
hentai-
arguing what's the differences between Cosmopolitan and Playboy magazine. You do realize this,
Hmm.
yes?
Mm.
Look, okay,
But you-
Playboy is on a completely different level from Cosmopolitan. Are we really, really? We're having this
Have
conversation
you
right
read the articles in that magazine?
Oh
Have
boy.
you read the articles in
I'll-
that magazine? That
I'll
is
t-
pretty raunchy.
I'll take Biggins, thank you.
Hey, wait. I just
You
want to say,
can't have my biggins. How about that?
Behemoth does bring up a good point with some of the other anime that's been released. Like, if Okay, if this is a hentai, is Testament of New Sister New Devil a hentai?
Okay, King Style says Interspecies reviewer has a scene. He saw it.
Okay, well I'll figure that out once
Well, no,
I actually
it
watch
didn't
it.
have a scene per se. They showed no genitalia or anything. Like the most you see is the back of the butt, and that's the succubi part. And the other thing with the angel and the hyena girl is obscured. You still don't see any genitalia or anything, so I wouldn't count it as a hentai.
Yeah. So, one anime that I'm curious about if it's on Funimation, which would really make it weird because, Interspecies Reviewer is kind of at the same level a little bit. Depends on how weird you think it is for anime standard, at least. Hybrid X Heart Magius Academy Ataraxia.
Who the hell comes up with this shit?
Yeah, I know Japan loves their long names, but it's literally about the brother of the little brother of the student council president for an all-girls school who fights something. I don't know. I only watched the first episode, okay? But they fight something, and to recharge their power, her little brother has to fondle and have sexual experiences with all the girls to recharge their power and make them stronger. Every time. All of them.
This sounds really
This sounds
familiar.
like some prepubescent boys fantasy.
Yeah,
Kind-
it pretty much is.
There's also another one called Valkyrie Drive Mermaid.
Ah,
Oof.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I don't have a
Said that
Funimation
word
account.
wrong. I meant somebody who's going through puberty. I can't remember the word. I
Yeah.
said prepubescent because of the stupid Charlie Brown. Okay, let's just forget what I was saying.
This was licensed by Sentai Filmworks, but has anyone heard of the Quasar of Stigmata?
No.
No, I've heard of it,
Basically-
but
Basically, it's alchemist warriors who increase or they power up by drinking their partner's breast milk directly.
why
Wow.
does this all sound like something a teenage boy would think of?
I mean,
because it
come-
probably
as a
was thought
teenage
of by
boy.
a teenage boy.
as a teenage
So, you
boy,
know what?
I
I
would
should have said
approve of
that.
these
That's what I
animes.
should have said. There you
But
go.
so I don't know if anyone here has a Funimation account, but
Not
like
anymore.
if we could tell if these animes were on Funimation, it would completely just cancel any argument they had for interspecies reviewer.
Okay, to be fair,
I can
well,
list several anime that they have had in the past that should completely counteract this argument, anyways. Because if that's the case for anything that they've been doing, they've been. Come on, has nobody else seen Ghost Stories?
I have not seen it.
Ghost
I've
Stories
not-
is
Oh, God.
great.
I
It
mean,
is.
that was Funimation approved. It's great, but the thing is that they're making arguments for all this crap when they have, in the past, released crap like that. Fully
Well,
dubbed.
but I think the question would be if, like,
Also,
you
who the
use
hell
your-
doesn't review the shit that they buy before they buy it?
Yeah,
What kind of
that's the thing
lazy
too.
ass?
Somebody had to watch the whole thing and read the whole script, right? Then make a report about it, send it to their superiors that approve it. Then they had to
Well-
pay somebody to make the script.
Well,
English.
It's
what I
almost as if
understand.
they want to die as a company.
No, what I understand what happens is that when they license anime, they don't license one show at a time. They have to license a catalog of things, and this was probably part of a catalog, and they didn't. That's why it wasn't properly reviewed.
Well,
It
it
doesn't even
sometimes-
matter if it was catalog
Well,
because
but
as a company, hold on, as a company, they should have reviewed it prior to purchasing.
they
Yeah.
should
No,
have
no, they
reviewed
should
it.
be able to
No,
see
no,
the
no, they
product.
should have reviewed it
Yeah, yeah.
prior to working on it.
Well,
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Or
They could have
purchase.
just bought it. They could have bought it and just left it alone because sometimes they
Yeah.
do that. Because
but
One Piece, what I read, One Piece, Four Kids did actually want to dub One Piece, but they had to get some other shows.
And that's the thing is they don't even have to necessarily dub it. If they don't like it, they can like depending on their contracts, they might be able to, because it was on Amazon. Why don't they just like do the subs and let Amazon do it? But they don't want to do it, so they just get profits from Amazon
Yeah.
or someone else who wants to do the dub or something like that. Like they can like seriously. Seriously. And they're saying, oh, well, we don't want to heavily edit it, but we've already started working on it, and we've heavily edited things in the past.
Well, you see, that's kind of the issue there too, though, right? You could say maybe when they were like just buying all the licensings and stuff that they overlooked it, but they had the script. They finished at least one episode of actual dub and
Mhm.
released it before they canceled it, which means they had the script ready. There's no reason that they couldn't read half of the first episode script, because even the first
Yeah.
episode is pretty crazy with
Yeah.
No matter how you look
that.
at it, there's always a loophole in their story. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna blame it on they were simul dubbing it. So, but no, again, even with simul dubs, you have to work on it months in
But
advance.
not even that too, though, because they released it. They
Yes.
like
Yeah.
if they didn't release it and then they just canceled it, that would make sense.
And
Maybe.
Yeah.
nobody would have given a crap. Nobody. But this is like they purposely did it.
Yeah.
There's no way that they didn't, and this is kind of a shame. This is a sham of a company. I'm sorry, guys, but
Yeah.
Funimation, you guys are stupidly unprofessional.
Okay, so let's hang on. Let me just recap from the beginning that I know of, and maybe you can fill me in on things that maybe I've missed out on, because I only know a few things. So, first thing that they did that was a bit shady was the whole debacle with not being able to cancel your subscription. Y'all remember that?
Yep.
And then after
They're
that,
not
there was the
surprised by
whole
this.
debacle with Vic Mignogna, which at this
Yeah.
point, I know we've been wanting to keep out of out of controversies for the sake of the channel, but at this point, I think it's fair to say that if you still side with Monica Rial and Funimation and Ron Toye against Vic Mignogna, then you just weren't watching for truth. You were watching the situation to validate yourself. And that's
My
selfish
perspective on
and
that-
that's bad, and I am judging you for it, you little shitlords.
my perspective on that is it shouldn't even matter who it is if you go around talking about someone on the internet when there has been no proof or no actual documentation this person has gone to prison or has been charged. You can't just go around doing that. That is defamation. I don't even know how he lost that case.
Well, see, he didn't lose it. They just the judge essentially tossed it out. There was no judgment made on it.
But I'm just saying this from a standpoint of just our policies, right? It's innocent until proven guilty.
Right. And
So-
there's a reason for that.
Right,
Not
and
in
it
law,
sets
Twitter.
a precedent. It sets a huge precedence.
It does, but
For
again,
people
there
doing
there was no there technically wasn't really a judgment. It was mostly just the judge going I just want to be done with this. And I guarantee it was because of the circus, the absolute circus that it was.
Yeah.
But now it's
The
an
whole thing was
appeals
a
court.
joke.
But anyway, so there was that whole debacle, and now there's this, which, interestingly enough, yes, Monica Rial was involved. Yes, they had already started work on it, and in fact finished at least one episode with work done on it, meaning they had enough information to know. So how much you want to bet? Monica complained, and they took it down.
I don't want to play an
Now-
old woman.
That's just speculation with absolutely nothing behind it. I just
Mm-hmm.
It's called an educated
yeah, it's an
guess.
educated guess at this point. Let me say, I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case.
Sorry, I'm just gonna say that statement in the chat right now. Let the legal system do its damn job. Come on, guys. You can't just go around accusing people of jack shit without any evidence.
Yeah.
Tell that,
That
to.
would be like,
Sorry, you finish.
I mean, if I were to say somebody, I'm not gonna say her name because then she's gonna go around and say, "Oh my god, we're harassing her." If I were to accuse her of doing something very illegal, spread the drama around for 15 years on the internet. And yes, it has been about 15 years. I have been paying attention since day one of this garbage. and suddenly she gets let go from her job because some coworker decides they don't like working with her, I would definitely stand up for her too. This is not okay. This is high school drama behavior.
Hmm.
And I don't know any form of professional who does this behavior. Sorry, guys.
Well, that's the interesting thing is terrible behavior like this seems to be okay within the clique that is formed within Funimation.
It's not even
Yeah.
that. It's just I've noticed that within any sort of entertainment industry now. They feel like they can act like a bunch of 17-year-olds. Guess what? You're all almost in your 40s. Act like it.
Well, they're all gonna die out soon.
Well, Hollywood is its own
saying.
Hollywood is its
They're all
own
gonna
safe
die out
space.
soon.
Well,
They're
I know
almost
it's like
16.
Well, have you heard the
it
saying?
hurts me. It hurts me mentally because I feel like my IQ is dropping several points every time I hear it.
Have you
I'm not
guys
going to
heard the
say I
saying?
stand with him or I don't stand with him. What I stand for is, again, let the legal system do its damn job. We have those rules for a reason. If you guys don't want to be held accountable on the other end of that, where you have mobs going at your house saying, we want you to be hung because you did XYZ without any proof, because somebody doesn't like you. In fact, I'm pretty sure that we had a situation called the Salem witch trials where that happened before. And the McCarthyism era. If you guys don't want that to happen again, then guess what? Don't participate in it.
Oh god, don't even start about the McCarthyism era.
Well, the
Oh,
point that I'm trying to make is that these people, it's the same people that were, complaining about that. But if you participate in the mob behavior of any sort, one thing about history, it doesn't necessarily repeat, it rhymes. And it rhymes in a different way.
Hmm.
Hmm.
well, human behavior is the more I learn about human behavior, for my charisma coaching and things like that, the more I realize how predictable human behavior is. How incredibly, very sadly predictable it is.
Yep.
Hmm.
Everyone just wants attention in one way or another.
Well, and
Good
there's
or
also a
bad.
lot of
God, yeah.
in-group bias, out-group discrimination. There's a lot of like there's just a lot of stuff that you can look into that makes it so that, we're part of this group and everyone not part of this group is bad. And everything
Actually,
that
you
people
can
in
see
this
that
group
happening.
do is good. But if
Yeah.
someone in this group says that someone else in this group is bad, we just look for the one that is also in another group that I'm in.
Oh, dude, you can see that happening firsthand. Again now. I'm just going to bring up something quickly because it's kind of NSFW, but not at the same time. I made a tweet the other day. So I'm just going to read it verbatim here because it's just funny. So apparently, Ho's mad because a VTuber, who is coincidentally Project Melody, is number one on Chatterbait. Really looking through these tweets is making me laugh more than I've laughed in the past 3 months. Like, it's that same sort of thing that someone comes in, someone's doing better than you, so you go after them. And thinking they don't put in the effort that anyone else does. It's fucking it's weird.
By the way, guys, we are now up to 7 watchers. Thank you to all you viewers. Much
Whoa.
love. Mwah.
Kind of.
Thank you for watching us devolve into a weird conversation about a million
Yeah.
different
The
things.
crap
Yeah.
the crap
And also,
show
thanks
is-
for not reporting. Thanks for not reporting. No, I'm not gonna. Thank God we don't have any SJWs watching. Just,
Well, we might,
would've just
we're
put
Don't
probably
shut
gonna be.
in like 2
Watch
seconds.
me. I'm gonna lose. They're gonna figure out who I am. I'll lose my job in 72 hours.
Well, what I'm hoping is at some point, if Jonas starts watching again, maybe he'll get his bot to do what it did last time.
What did it do?
Like honestly, that's why I said what I said. I'm not for or against. My problem with it is purely, guys. respect the legal system. I know you guys, there's a huge issue with it. It's not perfect. But if you guys don't give it a chance, it can't do its job. So if something really did happen, you guys should have gone to the police with it. I know it's hard, but you gotta do it if somebody is that much of a creep. But
or
you
if they
can't
eat
just
your
go
jelly
around-
bean.
Right, you can't just go back. You can't just do something 15 years later and expect everybody to believe you. If, you know.
Oh, that's the sad part. There are people who just took their side immediately.
Right, without
Well,
you guys need to do
speaking
your own
of-
research. Think for yourselves.
Speaking of
Sorry.
people just taking their the other person, one person's side immediately without looking into it, let me tell you a little bit about what happened before the audio leaks with Johnny Depp.
Oh, let's
Okay.
yeah, let's jump into
Okay,
that shit.
so-
Amber
so-
Heard should be like
I used to work at a place in Austin where one of the cool little things when I gave tours, because I would give tours and I would play a character there. So when I was giving tours, there was this one place that we would say, okay, so this is actually where Johnny Depp used to live. Because he did, like back in the 90s, Johnny Depp lived there while filming a movie. And one of my coworkers actually was wondering if we should even mention that, because he had basically just immediately jumped on the Amber Heard is right, believe all women train. And that was the first thing, like that's the first time I had ever even heard about the whole Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing. And so I was like, okay, well that doesn't sound anything like what anyone else has ever said about Johnny Depp. So let me just see, maybe there's more to the story. And anytime I even mention, shouldn't we look in and see what the full story is? They yelled at me, they got mad at me, and they were probably on petitions to get him canceled. And Johnny Depp got fucking canceled by people like this, people that, I've known people like this who, by the way, all these people I'm mentioning who were like on her side and very vocal about, how terrible Johnny Depp is as a person, radio silence from them. Not a single post about it.
You know what? A lot of them are probably terrible people themselves. It stands to reason that from the history of this, the people that cry out the loudest when something like this happens
Are
probably have
usually
some
the
pride.
abusers.
Yeah.
Now,
they got some big
I
ass
have
fucking
a
skeletons
fun
in
little
their
story
closets.
about that. I have gone through emotional abuse, like in a business corporation, where I felt like I personally needed to shut out, and I didn't talk to anybody about it. I just shut down and completely closed everyone off. Meanwhile, the person who was abusing me emotionally in the business was going around spreading gossip and rumors, saying, that I was doing crap that I wasn't, because I was not speaking out, because I felt like shutting down. So, we're both women. Which one of us, who was lying? Who wasn't? Guys,
Yeah.
obviously we're people. Women lie. All the time. We do it with each other. We do it to get out of shit. We're human.
I've actually heard someone say in the middle of a conversation about something similar to this, excuse me, are you trying to imply that women lie? Like, yeah, they're human.
It's like, guys, just because you guys cannot be putting anybody on a pedestal. Not celebrities, not a gender, not anyone. You have to have that state and just the ability to just logically think things out. You have to critically think. You have to think for yourselves. You can't just go on the bandwagon because, oh my god, I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who heard it from another. You can't just go REO speedwagoning about it. Okay?
Well, the biggest problem is that we as a species decide things, including what is true. We decide what is true. We decide what to do. We decide how to react, not based on facts, but based on feelings. Not always, not usually, not sometimes, not usually, but always. So rationality is literally an afterthought, which
So what
means
about
it.
those who actually
What-
are rational first?
Well, no.
Well,
See, here's the
let me
thing:
ask.
you can't be rational first. So what ends up happening is to keep an open mind, to keep rationality, and to make sure that you are being as honest and open-minded as possible. It is a constant effort because your brain does not function rationally from the start. It decides what is true, and then it goes into the rational thought.
So are there cases of people who feel a certain way and then they're like, well, why do I feel this way? And then they rationalize it and go, wait a minute, I have a rational reason for feeling
No,
this
that's
way.
exactly what happens. Like it doesn't even enter your rational mind. Like before an idea enters your rational mind, your unconscious mind, your irrational mind, has already placed it in a place in your thoughts or in your brain as true or untrue.
Well, let me ask you this:
So
Do you
give me a
think
moment.
there's an element of? Oh, I'll let you go first.
No, go ahead.
Is there an element of people who are so sick that they want someone to be guilty just because they don't like them? They
Yes.
hope that something bad happened.
Yeah.
For
It's
example,
called
Yeah.
bias and
Yeah,
partisanship.
but bias
I mean-
is a huge part of it, and depending on how deep their bias goes, they might actually simply believe that someone is guilty on principle. Like before they get to a rationalization of would they do this, once again, it's decided that they're guilty before their brain rationalizes, and then their brain will rationalize it. And sometimes the rationalizations don't even make sense.
sometimes there is no rationalization.
Well,
How come nobody? How come nobody's like, hey Wade Robson, why are you speaking against Michael Jackson 10 years after he died, and you defended him in court? You were the first person Thomas Mesereau, his lawyer, went to cross-examine and get him out of what he was accused of. But yeah,
See, that's
nobody's
another
questioning
ball
that
of
guy.
wax. That's another ball of wax that fits this conversation. So why not? Let's just dive into it. So, they waited until the dude died until his only surviving kin were his children and his extended family. But the people that it hurts the most whenever they do this shit is the children, right?
mm-hmm.
These people who claim, well, somebody please think of the children, are always so quick to slam families that for any sensationalized story that they can sink their teeth into. They're not for the news. They're not for, telling people what's going on. What they're in it for is sensationalizing things and putting money in their pocket. My family has been a victim of it twice.
Mm.
And we're an absolutely normal family.
Hmm.
So, yeah.
Happens all the
Think
time,
about that.
unfortunately.
Yep.
And these very people are so sick that when Kobe Bryant died, the first thing they do is bring up his past allegations, which were not proven, as far as
Right.
I know. I mean, I've never been a fan of the guy. I'm not a basketball watcher, but when that happened, I was like, how low are these people willing to go? A person just died.
His body wasn't even cold yet, and
Mhm.
his daughter passed away in in the helicopter with him. It's like, you guys are always trying to use emotional manipulation and emotional argument all the time. Yet here you are, sensationalizing somebody's death to make a profit. I mean, I get that it happens all the time, but people need to be more aware of just how scummy these people are. It's disgusting.
And to tie it back in, more moral of the story is Funimation. This is all you.
Just
You're
all of this
blaming all the-
complaining, we can direct it at you, Funimation.
We're blaming the news on you,
Social justice
Funimation. It's all your fault.
It's all Funimation.
It's all Funimation and games until somebody gets hurt.
It's all
Social justice
Funimation.
warriors are phonies. In my view, in my opinion, I don't like activists in general. Most of the ones I've seen, they go by the rule carrying cells. That's why I don't listen to any particular activist.
Oh, and just to cover our asses, right? Just in case,
We're
'cause
so going to be
we're saying
demonetized.
we're saying
Probably
fun
the video's going to be removed.
we're saying Funimation a lot. We don't want them to go after us, right? So we got to bring in other big companies. It's all Funimation and games until Amazon gets canceled and Crunchyroll is the father of YouTube.
Well,
Oh,
we all know
Crunchyroll.
that Crunchyroll
Oh,
is that bastard's child. Is that
no,
bastard's fault.
no. That reminds me. That's another thing. That's a thing I missed during the whole history of Funimation being a shady company. Just when they randomly decided after having this amazing partnership with Crunchyroll on what I think is quite honestly, the future of streaming services, Verve.
Oh yeah,
And they just
I
up and
forgot that.
pulled it. They pulled out of that. I'm like, are you serious?
Wow, yeah.
Look,
Dude, Funimation.
Crunchyroll is dumb. Do you remember the show that they financed that they wanted to do? What's it called?
Didn't that just like fall through or something?
It did, but when they were advertising it, all they
Yeah.
could say was, "Hey, look at our show! All the writers are women. Some of the animators are women." I'm like, okay,
It's
but
like,
what's
yeah,
the
but
show
is your
about?
show
Is it a
good?
good show? Yeah, I have no problem if the creator is a woman because to
Yeah.
me, Rumiko Takahashi is one of the best mangaka. She created
Oh, yeah.
Inuyasha, Urusei Yatsura, Meisonic Koku, Ranma One Half.
You
That's
see,
like
but
She's great.
the
that's like
problem
saying,
with
hold on,
Go
he's
ahead.
saying buy our shirts because I'm an artist. It doesn't mean I am an absolutely great artist. It doesn't mean you're gonna like our shirts. Which I'm gonna chill right now. Sorry, guys. Valentine's Day is coming up, and you know what goes great for your Valentine? Couples T-shirts. Senpai.
Hang on.
Because,
Hang
pull up
on.
the
I'm
shirts.
pulling up the store. God damn it.
Okay.
Well,
sorry, guys. We'll have
while
it
you're
up for you
pulling
in a
up
minute.
while you're pulling up the store, let me also say this: I don't like any of the live-action Transformers movies, but the best one written was Bumblebee, and that was written by a woman.
I actually haven't
Michael
seen
Bay,
Bumblebee
you can
yet, but
learn
it
something.
looks really good.
It's good in terms of robot designs, but it's still one of those robots and human and their pet robot stories. Like
Hey,
that's not
hey,
Transformers
hey.
for me.
You know what else was written by a woman? You know what else was
What?
written by a woman? Shield Hero.
Oh my god!
Oh, can we talk about that though?
Oh my
Like,
god!
Yeah,
oh,
let's pull up our shirts since we have it up. So,
yes.
what else would go great with a senpai as fuck shirt? Oh, AF. We're getting demonetized today, guys.
Look, we've
Oh
been saying
God.
fuck the whole time. You
Senpai,
know I
what
will
else
fight.
goes-
I will
What else
fight.
goes great with an senpai as a AF shirt, as much as a Notice Me senpai shirt with pink splotches that are definitely not blood. Nope, definitely not blood. But best couples T-shirt. So
Yeah.
this Valentine's Day, splurge on your loved one. Make your friends laugh, entertain,
Oh, guess what else was written
impress
by a
your
woman?
friends.
Sorry to go back to this, but
Sorry, we're
Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, exactly. There are so many stories that are written by women.
Well, I
that
mean,
are
I would
excellent.
say Full Metal Alchemist, but see, kind
Of course you
Interspecies
would say it, but
Reviewer.
I said it first.
Yeah, yes, but Interspecies Reviewer was the highest ranked anime on my anime list.
It
Wait,
was.
Thanks
wasn't it
to
number two?
Taku.
Was it number two, or did it actually get to number one?
It was number one for a second. Then when the mods realized it was number one, they literally discounted tens of thousands of reviews on it. Like if you
Captain
reviewed it
Marvel,
and you put a
excuse me.
10, if you put a 10 on it, they just cancel your review. If your account was made within a week of Next Talk's video, your account was banned and your review was removed, and now it's at a 7 rating,
That's
which means it's
bullshit.
not even like in the top
Yeah.
300.
Yeah, and I even went to check it earlier,
Yeah.
just to test it, because I've had the My Anime List account for like maybe a year and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
And I haven't been banned, But what I found interesting was they forced me to change my password, and there were all these like, well, we're just trying to keep up security.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. I don't understand it.
Well, and the other thing is that officials did say that none of the accounts were bots.
Oh, no, this is what they said though. This is what they said. They said the people that because apparently they don't know that on YouTube it's subscribers, not followers. Like
Mm.
the people they said the people that are the million or 1.4 million followers for the certain YouTube channel people
Nuxtaku.
because
Because
yeah,
they
they didn't
can't
say
say
their name.
Nux's name.
They
So
can't say his
before
name. They also didn't say Noble either, and they said that we're all bots. They called us bots.
Well,
Oh,
no,
like
see,
Behemoth.
So I was-
No,
I was looking at that-
I've got a retort to. I've got a retort to
Later,
that. Perhaps
Behemoth.
they should learn to code.
bye.
Bye, dude.
later, man.
bye bye.
Sorry.
But yeah, so
Maybe the
so there
people
was
on my
there
anime
was
list
that
should
one,
learn to
but
code.
then there was another like their tweets were a little inconsistent because I forget who said what, but one of the guys on the team said that they were all bots, and
Yep.
one of the tweets from I think it was a lady, said basically kind of said that they were all the followers,
Yep.
which implies not bots.
Yeah. Oh, and don't forget there was that one Reddit post by one of the moderators. By the way, none of the moderators get paid, even though they charge people $10,000 minimum for advertising their stuff on their
Ugh.
page. But aside from that, one of the moderators on Reddit said that it was hilarious, but then also said it's disgusting and it is shameful in the same exact post. It's like, so how do you
bots.
feel about it, dude? Did you enjoy it or do you not enjoy it? He can't make up his mind in the same post. And it's funny
maybe it was
because
both. Maybe it was both. Who knows? Maybe he has two personalities. Who knows? We shouldn't judge
yeah,
him. Well, who are you to judge him? How dare you?
I guess.
Maybe he has alters, dude. That's not.
Oh,
Yeah, what is wrong with you, Bagels? You're a terrible human being.
oh, it hurts.
Hashtag cancel the bagels.
Hashtag cancel
Yes.
bagels.
See,
2020.
they would.
Oh yeah.
I've been getting training from Lord D Nuxanor
By the way,
on those who try to cancel. So
by the way, y'all, vote Captain Unicorn or I forgot the other one. Was it George II?
George the
2020.
Third.
George III. George III or Captain Unicorn for 2020.
Yes, vote them 2020. If it's not on your ballot, don't worry, it's a misprint. Just write it at the bottom where it says, "Don't put any markings here."
But in all seriousness, guys, don't do that unless your state is like if you're gonna vote in a state that you know
Unless your
absolutely
state is
gonna
like
be
California, I'm just
Yeah,
Or
where it doesn't-
Iowa.
unless your state is like California, where your vote really doesn't matter, it's just gonna go.
it's just gonna go blue anyway.
By the way, there's a reason why it goes blue because lack of oxygen.
Oh,
Lol.
of course,
I'm
of course.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well,
Boba,
they
yeah,
do
it
all
doesn't-
smell their own farts over there, so it kind of
Boba,
makes
should I
sense.
tell everyone my plan for if I
What?
ever visit California?
No.
Bring a gas
The
mask.
shirt that I'm,
Coronavirus?
no, the shirt
Oh.
I'm going to wear.
Oh no,
Oh, are you gonna wear the Opie shirt?
No,
they
'Cause that
wouldn't
would just do it
understand
as
what
well.
Opie is. They
It
would
looks
think
like
it's
no. Have you not seen the shirt?
no,
Have you not
no. I've
the
seen
Opie
I've seen the shirt, but they'll see Opie and they don't know what it means, so they won't say anything to be
Well,
considerate.
no,
you
but
know?
underneath Opie are a pair of
Yeah.
boobs drawn under it, so it's not hard to figure out what it is.
Yes, but that requires at least 3 brain cells.
okay.
You know the
told
smog
you
has
that-
killed all of their brain cells.
Okay, I'll tell you what my plan
I am
was.
insulted.
My
But
plan
again,
was
I live in the
to.
mountains.
See?
My plan is to walk around the street wearing a No Ma'am T-shirt from Married with Children.
Oh god.
They can't do anything to me. I'm the ultimate minority.
Oh god.
Well, the only thing that would make you more ultimate is if you were a woman.
Oh, I could identify as one. I'll play their game.
Yeah, you can identify. No,
I
no,
can't
no,
tell
no.
you how great I feel.
I
Ever
am not-
since I started
I
identifying.
am not encouraging this
This is-
behavior.
This is how meta you have to be, though. You don't identify as a woman. You identify as a minority.
I identify as a
Oh
minority.
god.
And don't call me sir. It's ma'am.
Don't call me sir. It's minor.
It's minor. My preferred pronoun is minor.
You guys are terrible.
Or in Spanish, miñor.
Just so you all know, I'm disowning y'all. I disown y'all.
Oh no.
And
Oh,
just
I
for fun,
disavow. I disavow this behavior.
I disavow this
I
behavior
don't actually. I
until
think it's
our-
hilarious. Go
until
for it.
our,
Dude,
until our
just for
circus is
fun,
up.
just for
Yeah,
fun,
yeah.
I'm gonna have a turkey leg, and just to piss off the vegans.
See,
No,
I-
so you got to
I
do that
think-
in Australia because the vegans seem to be very strong in Australia.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, when I say
wait, have
strong,
you
I don't
seen
mean
Isaac
physically.
Butterfield? Have
When
you seen Isaac Butterfield?
Oh god,
Well,
I
if
love
you-
Isaac Butterfield.
If you're gonna do that,
Wait, were you mentioning
hold on,
the
hold on.
really strong vegan?
hold on. Before you do that, it can't be a turkey leg. In that case, you should make it an emu leg.
Oh, guys,
So
I
you
just
can
thought
Oh,
of
no,
beat
you're-
something.
people
no.
up and-
Boba, you're gonna get
Probably.
you're gonna give Orphan flashbacks to the Great Emu War.
I'm sorry,
Guys,
Orphan.
well,
I forgot
recently-
you guys
recent-
lost.
Recently, it's been a great war against black riders.
Oh god.
Fucking,
Guys,
fucking
So how about them
cyclists.
drop bears, Orphan? How about
Fucking
them drop bears?
Cyclists. The
Hey.
worst part of all humanity are fucking cyclists. Fuck those cunts.
unicyclists are the worst.
I kind of
They can't sit still.
I kind of want to
I
go ahead
have-
and start wrapping up here.
Wait, before you go, you know what? I agree with that statement. Cyclists are evil. So over here, they block the entire road. They know that we can't go. We have to be like at 25 feet behind them or go around them, right? No, they completely take up the entire road, even though it's illegal. Like they will drop. Like,
That sounds
they
like
will
gang
ride-
activity.
They will
you
ride
sure
in
it's not a
the
gang?
formation. Hold on. They will ride in the formation that geese take when they're flying south for the winter. I am
Yeah.
fairly certain that they're
This is
they're-
gang
they're
activity.
biking-
You've run
they're-
into a cyclist
they're
gang.
biking, They are biking south for the winter
Hey, just be
in their
careful.
little
If
biker short shorts.
Be careful. Their quads are ripped.
So before we wrap up this, a point I wanted to make earlier, just going back to the original topic.
Yeah.
Shows Funimation have life. Okay, I'm sure we all know what high school DxD is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Was it the second or third? Well, whatever. They introduced a character, a boy, who cross dresses and he looks very feminine, like clearly an underage boy, and they've put him in awkward positions in the bumpers, just like the female characters. So apparently, that's up to Funimation standards.
You know what else is up to Funimation standards? Black Butler
Also, Valkyrie
and Baka and Tess. Hold on, there's I can go on for hours on this list
Yeah.
of crap that they posted. It's like it's just ridiculous, guys. If you have any sort of humiliation left for your company or pride, stop doing shit that makes you guys look like hypocrites, or at
Here's-
least take it all out.
Here's the thing.
Tweet that.
This isn't only for
We need some
Funimation.
consistency.
This is a warning for all companies.
Oh yeah,
And also my anime list, because you decided, hey, let's be player 3. I don't know if you want to pull it up on the stream, Josh, but I posted in the podcast chat my comment.
And by the
on,
way, the only reason why I'm
Noble's
bagging on
video.
them, the only reason why I'm bagging on them, is because they haven't heard anything about these other companies. So, yo,
Oh yeah.
I will go after you one by one as long as I hear crap about you, and I will make it funny. And there is not a damn thing you can do about it.
Yeah, going back to that other show I mentioned earlier with the penguin people. Apparently, in that show, this boy powers up this robot by he has to get horny. So he has a co-pilot, a female co-pilot, which he has to keep fondling her naked boobs to reach the right power.
You know what other show I
Oh,
want to talk
huh.
about? Darling in the Franxx.
Oh, I love that show so
I
much.
I
have
love
not
how
seen
like
that.
3 minutes ago I wanted to
What?
end this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Looks like we're gonna.
Can I do the outro? Wait.
Well, you know what?
Wait,
Let's
are
make
we
it
gonna-
special since.
No, I have to do this. I have to say this. This is a line that they put in that penguin thing. Front tails, not genitails. Some curve left, some curve right. All will go where space is tight. You heard right, where space is tight.
You know what else? Oh God, there
Okay,
is
we're
another
just-
one.
we're-
Beat
we're-
got a HK.
Let's
Sorry,
let's just
but yeah,
let's
this-
just stop. Let's just stop
What-
this now.
Let's just
All
stop
right.
while we're ahead.
Look,
Why
I
You
don't we
guys,
go for-
I hope y'all like. If you like us, please hit the subscribe button and hit that like button. We all
Join the
love you.
Discord.
Smash
Join
that
the
like
Discord so
button.
we can have further conversations like this with you guys. Because after the show, we have our Jabber Talkie. Since we always keep forgetting to say it.
Oh, and so what I wanted to say. So first of all, I forgot to I need to fix something in OBS later, basically. So we didn't have technical issues the entire time until the end. So the subscribe screen doesn't work. But yeah, so subscribe, follow, support us on Patreon, join our Discord if you haven't already. All links relevant are down in the doobly-doo. And really what I wanted to end this on was just I wanted to get Orphan just complaining about something again, and then I'll cut it off randomly in the middle of that. Are we all good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Orphan, complain about something.
Well, it's not just that. I was going to go with an Isaac Butterfield outro, if you would allow me.
All right, go for it.
It's cool. Okay, I'm a Woo Flu dude. We're World War Weeb. My dick stinks and all that. And we are out of here.
Bye bye.
See ya.